Hi, Hawk fans. I'm Cheyenne Jacobs here for your on-campus interview. Jessica, I'll have you introduce yourself.
I'm Jessica Gubler, and I'm a part of the women's wrestling team here at DSU.
And you were part of the inaugural women's wrestling team last year, so how does it feel to be part of such a great legacy?
It's honestly, haven't really thought about it too much, but being able to be that bigger person for the new girls to come in and just being able to start something new and big and something people are excited about. Here is pretty awesome.
Yeah. And how did you start? How did you get into wrestling?
About when I was 3 or 4, me and my brothers wrestled, and I always thought that looked like a blast. But wrestling, or growing up with 2 brothers, never been much of the girly girl. So when I said I wanted to wrestle, and my dad told me no, and my mom told me yes, took some convincing, but here we are now, however many years, still wrestling.
Yeah. So how has your wrestling journey, being with those 2 younger brothers or older brothers, how has that shaped you as a person?
Well, obviously I've pretty much done it my whole life, so it's taught me some discipline and how to build a family through teammates and coaches and all that. So I think it kind of just grounds you, and yeah.
Do you have any pre-match rituals that you do? Or pre-duel rituals?
I don't think so. I think it's mostly just getting in the zone, putting headphones in and focusing up. So it's pretty much the same every time, but it's not any lucky things.
Any superstitions?
Yeah.
And what has been your favorite memory since being a part of women's wrestling here at DSU?
My favorite memory is probably just our bus rides. They're always so much fun. Even last year with the smaller team we had, messing around, playing games. We like to play this card game, Mafia, and it gets pretty heated. And I think I'm right a lot of the times, and I'm not right very often. But just our bus rides are a lot of fun, and yeah.
Create a good team atmosphere.
For sure.
Yeah. And we ask everyone on Hawk Talk this. So what does DSU mean to you?
Well, DSU has actually meant a lot to me. I absolutely love it here. And I am planning on leaving next year, but I kind of helped me with, I was nervous coming to college, obviously, and immediately I had some friends, and the professors were super good, and then I was able to form a nice family with my teammates and coaches. So it's truly been a great experience here.
Yeah. And how's the rest of the season looking? When do you guys wrap it up for the season, kind of?
We have conference February 1st, and then that will decide, or March 1st, sorry. Yeah. And that will decide if you go to nationals, which is, I believe, somewhere around middle of March.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, for sure.
All right, well, good luck on the rest of your season. Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
And we'll go to the in-studio interview.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hawk Talk. I'm your in-studio host, Xander Beeson. This is not our first episode of 2025, but the first episode filmed in 2025. And I'm joined by 2 very special guests. I'll have you guys introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, my name is Gustav Kitzan. I am a senior at DSU.
And my name is Kylee Morrison, and I'm a sophomore at DSU.
2 of our cheerleaders here. Very honored to have you guys on. Gustav, obviously, is first time being in front of the camera. He does help Consolidate a lot with the behind-the-camera stuff you're used to. I don't know if you do it anymore. Now you're just making Subway sandwiches.
Yep.
Best Subway sandwiches I've ever had in Dickinson were made by Gus. So, what brought you guys to DSU?
Honestly, for me, it was just the fact that I have a school that's close to home, and I've lived in Dickinson my entire life, so it was nice to be able to just have a school right next to home for me.
Yeah.
And the cheer team definitely brought me to DSU, and it was really nice being in North Dakota because I'm from Minot.
Oh, Minot. Didn't want to go be a Beaver? Good. No one likes the Beavers. I'm sending that to my friends at Minot. What got you guys into cheerleading?
So actually, my aunt is the coach, and she one time was like, hey, you should come to a practice and just see what it's like. And I was like, no, I didn't
Was
want
that when
to.
you had like the blue-green hair?
Yeah, no, it was right around that time. And I was like, no, I don't want to. But I was like, it kind of struck an interest in me, so I decided to show up, and here I am 4 years later.
Yeah.
I've been doing cheer my whole life, and I did gymnastics in elementary school and high school, and I've been on all-star teams for cheerleading, so college cheer was definitely the next step for me.
So yeah, this question can be either in college or just in general, because obviously, well, you've been cheering a lot longer than you, but what's been the most fun part about being a cheerleader?
Definitely the family aspect of it. For me, I've had a big family my whole life, so being able to like have a huge team to call your family and just competing is super fun. Just everything like is also team oriented that it makes it feel really like it's a home for me, another home.
Yeah.
A great thing about college cheer is the skill level. You can do a lot more higher skills that are like legal. So you can do flipping skills and baskets, and the coaching's really great. So I've advanced a lot in like tumbling and stunting, things that I never thought I'd learn.
So when you say like higher skilled things are legal, does that mean if you're too good, it's illegal in high school? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, you just can't do flipping baskets in high school for like safety
reasons?
issues.
Okay.
I'm sure
Okay.
I don't actually.
I'm sure it sounds a lot cooler to say if you're too good, it's illegal. But that's cool. So cheerleaders are obviously considered to be like backbones of school spirit. How do you guys kind of tie into that, getting people at events at DSU or getting the crowd involved at basketball games, football games, all that stuff that you guys do?
So for me, a big part of it is I really like to get people like hyped up and excited and stuff. And when you're at football games and basketball games, I mean, obviously, your job is to get the crowd engaged. So one thing that I really like just enjoy doing is like trying to get people to get engaged, because if I'm at this football game, I'm excited if our team's winning. If you're not, I have to get you excited. Like, we're up, get up, stuff like that.
My favorite part is at the football games when we get to throw like t-shirts because everyone's like, I want a shirt.
Yeah.
And then in basketball, when we're doing like defensive cheers, you could tell when the other team didn't have cheerleaders because they kind of scare them a little bit. And
You guys are like right in their
sticking
ear.
it to them.
We are. I know I always get excited seeing you. I know I spent a lot of time. I didn't play this year outside the first game, so there was a lot of time I was just looking for Gus. See what Gus is doing. I like watching Gus cheer. Something about him. So for the first time since DSU has had a cheer as a competitive sport, you guys are hosting an actual in-person competition this weekend, the Saturday that we are filming this. What does that mean to you guys? Obviously, you've been around cheer with your family being as involved as it is. What does that just mean to you guys?
So it's really awesome to see when this team started. It was, before the team actually started, it was just a club. And it was kind of like, if you want to do cheer, you can join it. And just like, nothing was really that big.
Yeah.
But just seeing my aunts who took over and created the program, made it a competitive sport and stuff, seeing where we started to where we're at now we're able to have people actually coming to our school to compete against us rather than a virtual. It's like, it feels like a huge success. Like the things we've worked for, the things we've shown that we're able to do, and now having people recognize us enough to actually come and like duel us is it's super awesome.
Yeah, I like it because usually we compete pretty far away from home, like Oklahoma, everywhere else, like Florida. And my parents can actually come to this one because it's like really close to home.
Yeah.
It's a nice home advantage too.
Who's all coming to that? And we kind of talked about it earlier. I told you to save it for when we were on camera. Who's actually coming to this?
So it is Northwestern, and then it is Carroll College.
Okay. So just they're driving all this way to lose, is what I'm hearing.
Driving and flying. That's.
I don't want to put that knock on wood, but
yes.
I'm very confident in everything DSU. It's been nice to see the growth of it. You kind of touched on it. You guys usually have a pretty travel-heavy schedule.
Yeah.
Where are you guys going this year, and what trip are you looking most forward to?
So, although I don't know exactly all the spots we're going to, I know we have a lot of big places. I mean, NAIA Nationals in Missouri is always one of the biggest things for me because
going to Missouri, so fun.
Well, not even Missouri, but just like if we end up getting a bid or win our regionals and get to go there, if that's one that we end up placing and getting to go to, the experience there, like you're in this huge stadium and it just feels like, it's like, I don't know how it is for other sports, but like when I do my routine on the mat, you almost like black out throughout the whole thing. Like you're there and then you finish the routine and it's like so quick, but yet like in that 2 minutes and 30 seconds, whatever it is, all that time you spent out there, you like, it's like you make it right there.
Yeah.
You have to make everything work right there. And that's a huge one. That's one I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
My favorite last year was Daytona because you're on the band shell and then you like look over and like you see like the ocean.
Yeah.
So when my standing tumbling past, like I faced the ocean right before I did it. I'm like, that is so cool. And like the adrenaline was just so much. It was
So
fun.
yeah, obviously DSU has been kind of a staple in that national scene for the NAIA. What are some goals you guys have, maybe just throughout the season, like individual goals, team goals, for when you get to nationals?
So if we do end up going to nationals, I think our goal is more oriented just to be a better version of ourselves. I think that, you know, obviously winning or placing higher than we have previously is like a goal, but like at the end of the day, if we do everything we can, the best we want to do is just better than our previous self.
Yeah.
So, you know, there could always be a team that just is better than you and ends up winning, but like at the end of the day, we want to win, but we also want to make sure that like we're doing like everything we can just to be a better version of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. That team aspect, building a team. I
like
definitely agree.
Yeah. All right, you get to bring 3 things on a deserted island.
Oh, okay.
What do you guys bring? Yeah, switch up of the interview. What do you
Do we
bring?
get like water and food or is that?
Well, so, yeah, okay. You get a year-long worth, but you're not only there for a year. You're stuck there until someone gets you, but you do have a year's supply of food and water, so I won't make you count that.
Okay.
But you could be there for 10 years, so you got to think about that too.
A tent. That'd be number one for me.
Yeah.
Just shelter from rain and stuff like that, if it rains on the island. I suppose probably I'd say a hatchet
There it
for
is.
cutting
I was
down
hoping you would
trees.
say that.
Yeah, or getting some stuff to start a fire. And I'm not too good at like just starting a fire, so I might need like a lighter.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
I've never been asked this question.
Really?
I like the tent idea. I feel like if I have food and water, I don't need a hatchet. But
How are you going to get wood for a fire? I'm not going to influence
okay,
your
fire
answer.
kit. Oh, that's the second
There
one.
you go.
Okay.
And sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
That's a good one.
Okay. No sort of entertainment. Usually someone's always got like, oh, I'll just bring a book.
It's the beaches right there.
That's not entertaining.
Sorry.
Dig holes. Okay, I don't hate it. Last question. We ask this to everybody that comes on Hawk Talk. What does DSU mean to you?
So DSU to me is like, since I grew up in Dickinson, North Dakota, and having the school be literally in my hometown, the fact that I'm able to get my degree and pursue the job that I want that's local and I don't have to travel far, that's what DSU is to me, is like basically the fact that I can come to the school that I was born in the city and just represent myself here. It's always been a huge oriented thing for me.
Yeah.
I'd say definitely family along with the cheer team, and then opportunity like the education and
Yeah.
you know.
Great answers. I appreciate you guys coming on,
Awesome.
and we will see you guys next week. Perfect.
Welcome back to 60 Seconds with Orton. I'm your 60 Seconds with Orton host, Christopher Kistler. I'm joined by, of course, President Orton. President Orton, what is your most embarrassing story?
Oh, okay. So my kids, I have so many embarrassing stories. It's constant. Probably by the end of the day, I'll have another one. But I was a sophomore in high school, okay, and we were doing starting lineups, okay. First start as a sophomore, and we had the tear off pants,
Oh, yeah.
okay. But I hated to tear them off. Everybody made a big deal about ripping them off and then tear them off. So I would take mine off, okay. So I took them off, and I'd get down and I took off my shorts too. and this is we had a nice gym. It was a small community, about 5,000 people, but we'd fill the gym. There'd be like 1,200, 1,300 people there because we were really good, because I was on.
They just come to watch you.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it's totally not true. But all of a sudden, the whole student section just erupts, and they're just making fun of me because I'm standing there in my underwear, and I had to grab my shorts and put them back on. So yeah, that was a good one. So yeah,
It's a pretty good embarrassing story.
yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Me again, Xander, Beeson here for this week's weekly recap in DSU sports. Both basketball teams played home games against Valley City State and Mayville. It was our DSU basketball memorial games honoring Doug Jager and John A. Moore. So the men's team went 2-0, taking down Valley City and Mayville. Kosei Egbele was named the Offensive Player of the Week, and Cordell Stinson was named Defensive Player of the Week. So congrats to them. The women's team split their games 1-1. losing to Mayville, but getting the dub against Valley City, so you love to see that. Shout out to Tinley Pearson with the buzzer beater win. Love to see the Wyoming athletes producing at DSU. Both teams will be on the road this week against Bellevue and Dakota State, aka the lesser DSU, so good luck to them. Track and field, both teams took second at the Marauder Indoor Opener on Saturday. The women's field athlete of the week was Faith Brennan. The women's track athlete of the week was Caitlin McCauley. And men's field athlete of the week, another Wyoming guy, Adrian Calderon. Shout out to Laramie, Wyoming. Both teams will be back in Bismarck again this weekend for the UMary Winter Classic. And then as we just touched on in the in-studio interview, the DSU cheer team is hosting their first ever in-person triangular at DSU. So that's huge for them. Show up and show out for that. They have teams coming from Montana and South Dakota, I believe they said, to come compete in that. Get out, go enjoy the sports this weekend, and I will see you guys next week. As always, Hawks are up.